Hey, what's good, everybody? Yugioh here, and it's time to kick off the 2014 format on Dev Pro with some Dragunity Duels. Yes, I said Dragunities. I'm not starting things off with Boxers, or Black Wings, or anything else. I'm starting off with Dragunities. Reason being is because Dragunities got their ass kicked by the list. Very unjustly. Very unjustly hit towards Dragunity. They didn't deserve it, didn't need to happen, but it happened. And I decided to start trying out different things in Dragunity. I'm trying a deck called Ninja Goonies. It's combining some ninja aspects with Dragunities, and it's been working out pretty good. I'm still doing tweaks with it, and the deck has changed since these 3 replays that I've done, because I actually did these duels still under the September list that before Deborah updated to the January list. Good, because it was easy. Just don't put in 3 Ravine and don't put in more than 1 Tempest, and you're good! Yay! You're good there. So, anyway, let's hop right into the replays. Let's hop right into them and let's just have some fun. But I drew the nuts in this duel. This is actually pretty nuts. Look at this hand! Look at this hand! Even the, Tempest was Phoenix. There's some nutty shit going on there. But I tend to I do like playing Dragunities, but the real reason I'm really just working with the deck is because of the fact that it lost a lot of stuff, and in my opinion, this also opens up the doors for learning more about the deck. Because most of the people who do play Dragunities, whether it is, the main deck competitively or just for fun, like me, I just play the deck for fun. I'm not a competitive Dragunity player. Never have been, never will be. It's more of a fun deck for me. It's just how it is. It's not really my type of deck, but I like playing it every once in a while. Banning of Ravine, in a sense, also might be a good thing. Now, the reason I'm saying this, as much as I still hate Ravine being banned, because I don't really think it deserved it, but also the reason why I didn't finish off the plays because I was almost out of time. I get for not sending those cards before I started doing this stuff. Anyway, the reason I say it might be a good thing because you might end up learning more about the deck in terms of what it can do without Ravine. You might find some nice combos that we can actually use without the Ravine and that we can implement when Ravine makes its triumphant return, which I do hope it's April. I'm sure there's probably something in this deck that can, I'm sure there's some ways to really utilize more cards in this deck. And there's actually cards like Dragunity Tribus, which is like a pseudo Ravine in a sense. When it's normal summoned or star summoned, you can send one level 3 or lower dragon type monster from your deck to the graveyard. So it will put Phalanx and Acklys into the graveyard for your Duke's Blades. But that's only touching the surface. I was actually watching some of my friends duel on Dev Pro and actually came across a pretty interesting duel against Dragunities where we actually used, and this is mainly for online users because this card is not in the TCG yet. An infusion card called Malvis. It's like a level 4 wing beast monster. It's a fusion, and you can combine this with instant fusion, and you can use that in combination with things like Phalanx and Acklys, which does speed up the deck a little bit. I have yet to test that out, but seems like it can actually work. Kind of give a little bit more speed and give more use to the instant fusion, which is a card that's actually seeing much more play now, which is quite interesting. Seeing instant fusion being played in decks outside of, say, the Zexo weapons and the Star Assault mode decks, but it's pretty cool to see what people are doing with it, and I really can't wait to see what happens with Dragunities. And I really hope that this doesn't deter people from playing Dragunities, because Dragunities aren't competitive anymore, at least as of now, because somebody could easily go like, hey, I found a combo that works without Ravine, I totally broke the deck, and now this deck is tier 1. I'm just saying that for, you never know what will happen, because you don't know what's going to come out in future sets in the upcoming format, because we're still in September, technically, format for the IRL, players, but if you're on Dev Pro, you can play under the January list, but you just never know what's going to happen. You never know what people will think of, what people will come up with. It's just high up in the air and just a bunch of random things. But there could be some untapped, untouched territory in that we may not have known about. It's just gotta experiment. And I do hope that the major Dragunity players out there will continue to play the deck, continue to think of ways, and continue to find different shenanigans that you can perform without Ravine, and that you and other players can eventually implement those plays in, possibly with Ravine, whenever it makes its return to the game. Which I do hope it does come back to at least one. I would love to see a 3 for Dragunity decks, but, you know, at least I would love to see you come back to one, but hopefully, but like I said, hopefully it doesn't deter people from playing the deck. But because the deck is still very, very fun. I like it. See, like I'm playing against Blackwings here, and this Stardust Spark Dragon just sitting there looking pretty like, how you doing? No clue for you. But I Mirror Force here because I don't want to lose my Stardust Spark since it's protected only once during that turn. The turn activates effect. So because of that, it would die to the Gale or Sirocco, depending, you know, which one they attack first. So I attack for the 1250 just to get that free cheap damage in. I love getting that damage in. So good. So next, he actually top decks the Whirlwind, which is lucky top deck, lucky SOB. Man, this guy is a top deck king. Gets that Bora, special Bora. And here he's going to attack the Bora. I just end up letting it die because I'd rather take the 1800 to the face and not get the sure effect than me take less damage and get the sure effect because, well, Star Spark would have died to the Shura. So he was smart. So here we're just going to go off here. We're going to banish for the Garuda, normal summon the Acklys, sync up for the Vajrayana, use Vajrayana's effect to special summon the, well, equip Phalanx effect, yeah, but you get what I'm going at with this. Sync up the Crimson Blader because I want to get rid of those monsters. Banish 2 for the Tempests. And we're going to go ahead and just attack. I attack into the Bora Crimson Blader because if he drops Clute, he won't get the Sure effect, so I didn't really want to risk that. And I wanted to make sure if he did drop the Clute on his with the Sure when my Tempest attacked, that way he couldn't sync her up into a level 5 synchro like a Taster and kind of ruin my day. So the upstarts, gets nothing, and surrenders. So final is the versus Dark Worlds, which is a fun little deck. Not really, I'm not a Quick Worlds deck, kind of bores me, so we're gonna go for the typical first turn Stardust play goodies. The typical shenanigans. Got that Phalanx engraved now, we're going for Stardust Dragon, now we have a Dux play next turn. And we have face out lands so we kind of protect our Stardust from anything that may be stronger than it. So the Dark World player is actually going to go in and just do shenanigans, different Dark World stuff, add gates, the ditch, like banish snow, ditch snow, add Grapha, trade credit stuff. It's just like it's just gonna be all that stuff. It's typical deck building, and he sets it's compulsive environments in turn. Now on my turn, he's gonna do a minor little misplay. Not really minor. It's actually a pretty major misplay in my opinion. So I go for the Dux, trying to go for Crimson Blader. That's my plan and all of this. But he changes Compulse to my effect to Stardust Dragon. Thinking, okay, whatever. Then changes Bottomless. So now I can change my Stars effect to negate the Bottomless, save my Stars for Compulse, so Compulse will resolve with no targets, and I still get my Dux play. So he wasted 2 cards, and all I did was spend 1, and that's going to come back at the end phase to protect my Dux and be able to go for Crimson Blader. Misplay my opponent's part, but oh well. Because odds are I was still probably going to Crimson Blader. I may have gone for Stardust. I don't know what I would have gone for if he didn't change the Bottomless, but oh well. We can only speculate what would have happened, but he really should have just done the Compulsion and waited and had the Bottomless face down and waited for that Bottomless play. Because now I have a Stardust Dragon, which can negate Grapha's effects, destruction. Crimson Blader, which can prevent him from summoning up the Grapha. So there's really not much he can do in that situation. So he's just going to deck in like crazy. He's just deck in. Is all he's trying to do. Well, Lord Darkness drawn banners the Torgon, gates effect. Look at all this. Look at this. Look at the drop out. Look at the deck thing. Goes to the Torgon, special the Bro from the deck, and he scoops. But I don't really see the point of him scooping. He could have gone for a Zenmaze, because he does play Zenmaze. I did check the extra deck. So he could have gone for Zenmaze and Saturn Zenmaze in defense mode. And the next turn he would have been able to summon the Malefic Stardust. Or special summon Grapha and do more stuff. They could have summoned like Grapha and summon Malefic Stardust, go for like a Foul Ground, and I would have been in some trouble there. But of course, I did have Hanzo, and I did have the Ninjutsu Art Super Transformation, and I would have gotten another one off of the Hanzo search. So I would have been able to pretty much sort of shit all over that Grapha. But, you know what? Premature, losses I don't really like. You still have plays, so anyway, that's it for the Dragunity Duels. So I see I have some Saber Duels. I'm just getting Saber Duels set up because Sabers are pretty freaking awesome in this format. But anyway, again, hope you guys enjoyed the duels, and I'll see you guys next time.